We got her here. She is here. What? Just be here. Finally got my wife to participate in the vlog. She's here. She's in the basement. Amir is also here. You have something to say?
Say what's up.
Alright, okay, good. How are you, son?
Good.
You excited about mommy selling her art?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so excited about mommy selling her art?
Yeah, because she gonna get money.
So use your words. What do you have in your hand? What is that?
Water.
Was water? Do you like water? I love water. Water is great, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Are you about to eat?
This is $2.50. Yeah,
Okay, so I'm trying to spend $6.
You're done. You sold everything because I see your table clear.
No.
No.
No. So I sold most things. I sold all the magnets. I sold 3 of my canvas, 3 of the 4 canvas prints. I didn't sell any of the originals, but I did pretty good. I did pretty good.
So in total, cash wise, how much did you make? I'm all in your business.
180.
180. Okay.
Yeah.
And how much does your husband get of that cut?
I told you give 100% of
I want to
luck.
say, man, I'm very proud of my wife. She started her business. One of the reasons why we did have it where I would go out to work and she would stay at home is so I didn't want my wife to be out and have to face this world as well, and we both out here struggling. So I wanted her to be able to kind of use her own gifts and talents and gain some monetary gain from her own creations. So she started a business called Jadify. She's an artist. She paints. She does a lot of different things. And so yesterday she had her first showing or whatever the case.
That was a vendor.
Oh, it was a vendor at a family event. And she sold a lot of her pieces. Well, you could tell me more about it. But.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much, I sold a couple pieces. Usually I sell online, and so this was really nice to be able to actually, get some sales face to face. And and
you got like a website or anything, or where people can find
so
you?
you can look me up. I have a Facebook page called Jadify. That's my business page, and Jadify. And I also have an Etsy page, which is Jader's acrylic art. But yeah, check me out. Like, share, comment.
Bye. Hurry up and buy. I wanted to have a conversation, and we wanted to talk about just our relationship or relationships in general, and marriage and stuff like that. So, how you doing?
I'm good.
Are you nervous?
No.
Because you're on camera?
I'm okay.
And
This is
hundreds
new
of
for
millions
me.
of people are going to see this?
Yeah, this is new for me, so bear with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you like being married?
It's good. Of course, it's a struggle, but it's rewarding.
Why did you get married, though? Why did you decide to get married? Because a lot of people aren't getting married these days.
I'll be honest and say it wasn't like a goal. You know how some people are like, one day I want to get married and have this big wedding, and that really wasn't me. I think finding someone that you want to marry, that kind of made me want to get married, and knowing what your standard was. Like, I knew coming in the gate that you wanted to be married. Like, you weren't trying to play around and play house and and date around. You really wanted to have a family and have a support system and build an empire, really. So that was mainly why I got married, just because I found somebody that we meshed good together. We had goals that kind of merged and made sense, So that's why I eventually wanted to get married. But I would say that wasn't something that I was raised to want, per se.
What do you mean by that? Raised? What were you raised to come?
So I had two sides of the family. So
Boy, stop
it.
Stop spitting. Hey, I'm gonna throw you out the window. Throw you out the window, boy. You think that's funny? You going out the window? All right.
So there were two sides of the family and different ideas of how life should be, how women should be. So my mom's side of the family, we were very strong black women,
Independent. I don't need no nigga for shit.
Yeah, well, not like that. My mom was never like that. Of course, she was just more so like, you take care of yourself first, and then you guys do things 50-50. Not like I don't need a man, but kind of like you guys tag team and do different things. Because like how I was raised, my dad, he didn't make as much as my mom did. So like with our situation, you make most of the money and I stay at home. My mom worked more than my dad, and she paid most of the bills, and he would chip in like a light bill or gas bill, something like that. And then he wasn't very responsible like maybe how you are. He would be like, I want to buy this $50 video game, and then he'd be contributing a little bit. He was a good man. Just that wasn't his thing. So when I was brought up, you weren't really thinking about like, oh, I want to get married. And then I never saw any really successful marriages in my life ever. So I wasn't really thinking about it like, oh yeah, I want to go get married so I can get divorced and argue all the time. Right. So it wasn't, but it's definitely not like that now that I'm in a, healthy relationship, and I kind of see that things aren't always going to be good. I'm not even talking to them. Okay. But that everything is not going to always be perfect. You're going to have arguments, but the way that guys get out of it is the most important thing. Like, we have arguments all the time, and then we might cool off.
No, we don't.
We have, okay, so I'm not a person, okay, so your personality is, you're very like, you're not confrontational, but you let people, you're not, I said, bitch. I said I want pancake whipped cream. No, like, so you're a person that you let people know what you want when you want it. You're very direct. And I'm a person that's kind of like, I might want something, but he wants to pray. But I'm a person that's a lot more laid back. So when we do have arguments, you might feel like it might be normal or not a lot. But to me, I'm not a person that likes confrontation, so it might feel magnified to me. Like, we have a disagreement, I'm like, oh my God, like, and I'm thinking about it over and over again. Like, okay, was I wrong or was he wrong? No, he's wrong. But, so it might seem more to me. But
hey, you're gonna have to go in your room. I think disagreements or so-called arguments are good because they establish expectations. Mm-hmm. Like, you get to find out what each other's expectations are, what it is that you need, or if there's something that needs to be addressed. You know, so I don't think they're necessarily a bad thing. I think they're kind of like a necessary aspect in relationships because you get a better understanding.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. After that, like, you know, we have arguments and everything like that, or disagreements, or
I think we have more so disagreements than arguments. To me, the connotation of argument in my mind is like shouting back and forth. An argument, like no,
we don't get wild like that though. We don't really get wild.
I think we definitely have disagreements, but I think we communicate well enough to be able to resolve or dissolve whatever issue there is.
Right. Yeah.
You said something about staying at home or being a stay-at-home mom or being here. Does that make you feel insecure, or does that do you I don't know what I'm asking, but is that it's not being raised in that type of situation, and many women probably wouldn't want to be as vulnerable, put themselves in a vulnerable position to have to rely solely in terms of financially on one person. How do you feel about that? Because I know we've had to sacrifice, we've done without for a lot of different things, but I felt like it was necessary for a bigger issue for the rearing of our children, to properly rear them, to kind of get to the place where we are today, where you're an entrepreneur, where we can show the children something where they can be entrepreneurs themselves and they're not being reared and raised by strangers. All these different things. But what do you feel about that?
I've definitely come to a point where I get your vision. I get what you saw at the beginning, but it was definitely a struggle for me to get used to certain things, because like when we were dating, I had 2 jobs, and you know, I was younger, but I had 2 jobs and I could just buy stuff whenever I wanted to. I think I had a little spending problem because I would just, you know, blow whatever I made, not be very, you know, structured with things. So that did push me to reel myself back, and not, because when you're dealing with somebody else's money, it's so different. Like you can't.
But it's the family's money though. It's not like my money, but
that's something I gotta work on too. I mean, it's still a difference. It's still a difference. Like you're very giving. I know. Like if I want something, you're gonna be like, go get it. You're not one of the people that's about to be like, baby, no, because I just said no. If you have it, you're gonna do it. So it's not even like it's your money, but it's like you just behave differently. Whether you in your mind you'll be like, oh, I'll just work a little harder, I'll pick up these. But it's different when you tell somebody, oh, you're gonna have to pick up some more hours because I wanted to spend $300 at the store. Like you would be like, well, why would you do that? Or consult me about it, or we could schedule a time like, oh, okay, this is the day where you can splurge and do that. So it's a little different. So it was a struggle me getting used to certain things. It was sometimes that I wouldn't want to, you know, communicate and say, oh, I need this or I want that, because I was just coming from a place where if I need something, I just, you know, go get it. But it's a growing process. Like it's an adjustment, and now we reap the benefits of that. I'm not saying we made it or anything, but now we reap the benefits where, like, we met that lady yesterday and she was talking about how brilliant Akil was, our son, and how, you know, how smart he is and how he's testing above levels that all the other children are in his class. But that wouldn't be because we just thrust him into some daycare because I'm working and you're working. And for what? Just to have some little extras that we're not even going to be thinking about in the future. Like what people spend on for 2 jobs when they're working in the house is clothes, toys, all the stuff. They have whatever they need. They don't have excessive things which they don't need, you know. So in the long run, I see what you're saying, but it definitely was a struggle. To wrap up all of what I said, it was a struggle for me to get used to certain things and to be dependent on one income was just, you know, we have tricky. Left.
I mean, it was hard for everybody. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, because you definitely we've been in a situation where we've been check to check barely and just, you know, have done without, just because we function on one paycheck. But I think the benefits of it versus the losses exceeded the losses. But I mean, I don't know what other questions I have. We was just sitting here talking. I wanted to get her on camera, and because many of you haven't seen her. But yeah, this is my wife, my best friend, my homie.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
What?
On the reverse side of things, like, is it a
Yes,
struggle?
I like fat girls. Oh my God.
Stop. But really, so, you know, is it a struggle having that weight and that burden of taking care of everybody and only having one?
Yes. I mean, it's always a struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good struggle though. Like, I mean, it's a struggle to be able to know that you're driving the ship, and whatever decisions you make can make or break the family, literally. So it's like there is a pressure for me to stay focused on so many different levels, whether that's making sure I take care of my responsibilities financially, or stop, son, or being on a job and, you know, having to deal with BS or different things that I'm very strong-minded in terms of strong-willed when it comes to things I will accept and not. And so, you know, I've left jobs because they didn't line up with my principle, but at the same time, I always have to consider, like, yeah, but I have a wife and 6 children that I'm responsible for. So it's a struggle, but it's a beautiful struggle. I mean, in terms of it's something I'd much rather put on my shoulders and have than not have. It does get tiring, but I think it makes the reward so much greater. You know, when people give us all these accolades on our children, when we're out in public, when they see our family, and then you can see that it's a genuine love, care, and respect that was built off of us, just a camaraderie of us being in line and in tune on the same mindset and same wavelength. You know what I mean? So it's something I'd rather have than not have. It was something I'd rather have done than any other type of way, where we're both out in this world trying to make it, and then we come home and we're no good for each other or our children. I mean, I come home and I have my heaven set up here at my house, and I feel like that's what a relationship should be. And whatever struggles come along with that, like we've experienced everything you could probably experience within a relationship on all type of levels, and I think that struggle allows you to end up becoming one in terms of just meeting those obstacles and those difficulties and those pains and those pressures, resolving them, overcoming them, and then getting closer to, you know, establishing something great. So I feel like that's what we've done. And yeah, if that answers the question.
It does.
But yeah, I don't want to make this a 20-minute vlog because nobody watches my vlogs when they're like,
Oh, they don't. I watch your vlog. I watch it.
that's one of my vlogs. It was 20 minutes. But
That was fun.
yeah, that was a fun day. That's at my children's school, Betty Shabazz, and so we went there for literacy night. Hey!
Trying to jack me up. Just chill.
I put a post today on Facebook that said breastfeed, please.
That's what he's probably
And all
posting about
my
right
children have been breastfed when my wife and I
now.
were,
Until they were like 2.
until they were grown with beards and walking up,
Give me some milk, mommy.
pulling the breasts out. Like,
That's what
hey,
he's trying to do.
if you can walk up and pull a breast out, you don't need to be drinking milk no more. So he over here trying to undress my wife, and hey man, relax, man.
Stop.
You on camera doing this?
Turn
You know
around.
they got this movement called Me Too, man. You better
Right,
chill out,
right.
bro. You gonna catch a case. Look
20
at you.
years later,
20,
they gonna
look,
put you
20
in
years
jail.
later, they be like, we saw you on camera trying to pull a titty out. you gonna be in jail, bro. Alright, but that's it, man. We out.
The worst thing is when you get comfortable. That's why success is the enemy.